Good afternoon, everybody. This is Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet in the podcast studio as part of the Montague Boys Golf 2024 Media Day. Thanks to the fellas in here with me now. Right now, we have Coach Brad Tate. Welcome.
Thank you.
Is this your first podcast?
No, I actually did a podcast.
You did one with us before, didn't you?
A long time ago, I think, with you and
Brent, maybe?
Brent.
Yeah. But now you get to actually talk because Brent's not in it.
That's correct. And it's about golf and not basketball.
That's true. On that topic of a Wrath, we have another Wrath here. Owen.
Yep.
Owen Wrath, Senior. Yep. Welcome.
Thanks.
Even though I don't really need to say welcome. I mean, this is a
Third
office that year. It's your third one.
Yep.
You own this podcast, and his family owns this company. So, I should probably stop talking smack about his dad then. 'Cause I do want to stay employed. And then we have a junior, Bucky Aney. He was a veteran to the studio as well. He did, I think it was a student senate.
Yep.
Student senate
Yep.
profile here.
Yeah.
Did a great job in here, in the studio. So thanks for joining me on the podcast here. We're going to start off right away with the Masters, which was on in the other room when you were watching. And who you guys got winning that this weekend?
Scheffler, probably.
I mean, I think we all know Cam Smith is winning it. He's got the best hair, so that's really all you need to golf.
Yeah, I think I know where that's coming from. Yeah,
It's unbiased.
so but you had the hockey mullet going, and it's kind of just a scaled back version of it.
Yeah, his didn't look as good as mine, but I mean, kind of a high bar.
That is,
So
yeah.
I like Scotty Scheffler, but I also like Thigala. I think he could. I think he could play pretty well. And who can't? Everyone's going to be focused on whether Tiger can actually make another run. And I hear he's hitting the ball extremely well again.
I know it's really tough to get in there, but has anyone here been to Augusta National?
No.
I have.
And what's it like?
It's unbelievable. My sister actually lived in Augusta, Georgia, for a few years when her husband, who was stationed in the military, they were down there. But in 2005, I went for a practice round, and the course it's immaculate. And you just, from the TV perspective, you just don't understand how hilly everything is there, and it's just it's a piece of heaven. I know that much.
Speaking of hilly, locally, Stonegate's pretty hilly. You guys were there yesterday. You also may or may not have just done a TikTok regarding Stonegate. Don't want to spoil it too much for everybody, but that was your season opener yesterday, right? The West Michigan Conference Lakes Division Jamboree. And how'd it go, guys?
bad. Yeah, definitely not good. There's definitely some high expectations going into it. We played pretty good earlier in the week, and then I think we just weren't fully ready for how much it rolled and how quick the greens were. And I know, at least in my case, that bit me pretty hard. But
What were the toughest greens to handle yesterday?
probably the second hole was one of the hardest.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
formatted
that par three.
Yeah.
There was the second par 3 we played too. That one was pretty hard. I don't know what hole
7.
that was. Was that 7?
Yeah.
That one was pretty tough for me, at least, and some other people in my group.
So, Brad, you played in college. Was it Alma?
Yes, it did.
Yep, Alma College. And so you've played a lot of golf in your life. And what'd you think of not trying to criticize anyone at Stonegate? I know those guys work hard and setting up the course and everything. But, I mean, for you as a seasoned golfer and a golf coach, I mean, what kind of a challenge did these guys face yesterday?
The weather was ideal. The course was in great shape. Stonegate is it's a great course to play. If you ask me, you have a high school match. Put the pins in the center of the greens. Make everything accessible. There's no need to make it hard. Golf is hard enough as it is, and I just felt that there were some holes that would make any golfer have a little bit of struggle yesterday, and golf that can add to a little bit of frustration.
So we did have a comment, fishing with Trevin, but he's already retracted it. It lived on our comment section for maybe 15 seconds. But he says, can't hear you, Coach. This is Maxwell Welch. If you can scoot up to the mic a little bit, they can't hear you.
Okay.
Is this better, guys, or not? Just reply in the comments if you could. So it's all good. But what's up next for you guys?
Next week, Wednesday, we are at University Park, right across from Muskegon Community College. That's Orchard View's home course. And we have a 9-hole match scheduled. I saw earlier in the week that it was supposed to possibly rain, but all of our jamborees for the conference are 9-hole matches. And then eventually we'll get into our 18-hole invitationals starting that following week. And we'll be at Oceana for the Shelby Invitational. And then shortly after that, we get into the big ones, the city tournament, the Ludington, and of course we host, our own invitational, and eventually regionals, which I'm excited about, and offers these guys the opportunity to play on a course where we've got no excuses. We play it, and that's the beauty of hosting a regional.
Over at Old Channel, you said?
Old Channel, yes.
What's your guys' favorite 9 at Old Channel?
Probably the Woods. I don't really have a reason. I don't really like one over the other more, but
Different challenges?
Probably the Woods just for walking wise, because you don't have to walk. I don't feel like I have to walk as far. But like the Valley, you got to go across the valleys.
No, yeah.
I feel like the Meadows is kind of feels like a longer walk for me. So
Yeah, I would definitely say the Valley's the worst one. Walking it sucks, and taking a cart, it's just like either way, you're gonna have bad experiences on the Valley. I've never had a good experience on the Valley.
What about you?
I'm a traditionalist. When we were in high school, we always played the Meadows for our 9 holes, but the Woods has always been my favorite.
So Trevin Silvers is asking, what's your funniest practice moment that you've had?
Well,
think about this.
last year, nothing really too eventful happened at practice, especially not with Trevin or anything like that. This one time, though, however, I did pick Trevin up over my head, spin him around, and throw him onto the putting green.
Like WWE style?
Yes. And
Off the turnbuckle?
I have to admit that it was well-deserved. Trevin had been warned about what happens when you poke a bear, and Bucky is a bear, and he poked at the wrong time, and I knew something was, and he had been forewarned, you don't want to do this, and it happened. It happened.
I wouldn't mess with a hockey player for starters.
No.
Well, Trevin's a hockey player too, so
Oh, he is?
can take it. Yeah,
Okay.
at least he claims to be.
Did he play on Pufford or no?
No.
Puffer's team? No. So tell us a little bit about that. You were on Reese Puffer's hockey team, part of the co-op. You guys got all the way to the semifinals. Just a great run. Dominant was a quarterfinal win, I think, and
Yeah.
just all throughout the tournament, it was just a magical run for you guys.
Yeah, it was a good time. We had kind of a shaky start to the season that kind of stopped us from winning the conference. But then we pulled it together. I think we ended before we played DCC. I think we were on like a 13-game win streak. And then I just think we weren't fully prepared for the kind of team we were going to play. Obviously, like throughout the entire season, we would joke around about like we'd beat someone and we'd be like, oh yeah, where's DCC at? Let's play DCC. And then eventually it was a Saturday night and we were playing DCC in the state semifinal.
Speaking of poking the bear,
Yeah, exactly.
And it was an experience.
and that's not. I mean, there's no shame in that. I
Right.
mean, there's a lot of teams that have lost to DCC. They're just a powerhouse. But we got another question here. Bucky, how many waters can you drink in one sitting? Trevin again. He's already down 2 of them.
I don't know. I've definitely gotten some tummy aches off of drinking water, but I normally don't drink very much water in a day, so.
So we've got another guest here. We don't want to make it look like the guy's invisible, not here.
That's
Owen,
okay.
you've been on 2 others of these from 2 previous sports. What were those experiences like on the podcast? But then, what were your experiences in those sports in your senior year then?
Well, it's different types of teams, so there's always a different type of attitude I come in with. So right now I'm a bit more chill than when I was with cross when I was wearing chains and glasses and looking like a doofus. So, what was the other one? Was it basketball?
It was basketball.
Basketball, I was a little flirty. It was a little weird.
We don't have to go there.
don't
We can
have-
leave it
We don't
alone.
have to remember that. And this one, I'm a little bit more chill. But with different teams, you act a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So,
On this topic, though, he's being even keel. How important is it in a sport like golf to stay level-headed, even keel, forget that shot, as hard as that is?
You have to. You've got to let that shot go. The only shot, they say it all the time, is that you've got to be focused on the shot in the present moment. And what happened in the past has to be in the past. You can't think about the future. What am I going to finish with? What could I shoot? Then you get completely offline. But both these gentlemen, I'm very proud of them. They've put in a ridiculous amount of time, not only in the summer, hitting in the winter. And Owen is our captain of the team, and it's well-deserved, not only in the amount of work that he puts in, but the example he sets. And very proud of Bucky and the fact that, not only is he a great student, great athlete, but involved in a very important program at Montague that if he has the chance, I'd love for him to just mention it briefly.
Yeah, sure. So during seminar, or it's not just during seminars, throughout the entire day, obviously, but it's called the Hope Squad, and it's like a suicide prevention group for the high school where it's kind of focused around student-based help. So instead of going to like necessarily a teacher, then you have students with resources that you can go to. But also just like more so than that, it's about throughout the entire day, just kind of trying your best to set an example. Obviously, like we're high school kids, we're not perfect, but I've definitely found myself working a lot harder to set a better example for how to treat others. And
No, I'm glad you guys brought that up. In fact, I believe we're doing a Montague profile, kind of like we did for the Student Center. We're going to do something on Hope Squad, I believe. So that's going to be coming up. And it's important. I think we all have different struggles. A lot of people have struggles. Most people do.
Yes.
And so it's comforting to know that you can have peers to rely on and kind of lean on in those times. So. And
both these guys, I just think, I think they realize how, great of a role model they are for other kids. But the guys on the team, they look up to them. They come to them, whether they're serious or not. They care about their opinions. And these two guys, I'm very proud of. I'm proud of all the guys on the team. But their humility, their work ethic, and just they just have positive attitudes. These are the kinds of kids that every coach is just. I know how lucky I am.
So what's the favorite course you've ever played on? Favorite or toughest?
I don't know. That's tricky. I've played a couple courses up in the Upper Peninsula that I really like. Calumet Golf Club's really nice. It's impossible to chip on, I've found, at least.
They play some good hockey up there too.
They do. They're scared to come down and play us. Like.
The Copper Kings.
But obviously, there's a lot of nice courses even around here. I've played Thornapple Point in Grand Rapids with my uncle quite a bit. It's for what you're playing. It's a pretty good deal money-wise. And then up where my grandma used to live, Northport Golf Club, it's I don't know, it's like $35 for a round, and they could easily charge upwards of $100. It's one of the nicest kept courses I've played.
What about spring break?
Oh yeah, down in over spring break, I went down to Puerto Rico and we played at a resort there, and it was. I guess that beats out Northport. That was definitely the nicest course I've ever played. It was by far the most expensive round of golf I've seen.
That reminds me, I played. Your dad hates me when I bring this up. This was 2-3 years ago. Played a place called Quivira in Cabo. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
It is way beyond my.
Oh my Lord! It's beautiful.
Way beyond where I should be playing it. It's like that, what are you explaining? But it's on like these cliffs, literally, that go into the ocean. I'll show you guys photos afterwards. You know what I'm talking about. It's a necklace course, but yeah, it's crazy. It's insane. It's hard to describe even. But what about you? I mean, what's the nicest one or your favorite that you've played?
I haven't played this one. We went up and watched the practice round for the Ryder Cup. I don't remember what course.
Whistling Straits, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was probably the nicest one I've been on. The nicest one I've played on. Well, maybe not the nicest in people's. I really liked. I think it's Water's Edge.
Who's just to close it out? Who would your dream round be? If you could play a round with anybody, living or maybe passed away. If we play this imaginary game, who would it be? Who would you want to play with?
You go to
It could be twosome, foursome, whatever.
foursome. I pick 3 people. You guys go first. I'm still thinking.
I guess for me it would be my son, my dad, and I'd love to play a round of golf with Tom Watson. Just I could talk to him and just gosh, when I was a little kid.
Was that your guy growing up?
That was my dad's guy.
Yeah.
I was always a Jack Nicklaus guy, but Watson just I've always just admired him. Just really do.
What about you?
Well, it's kind of a tricky question. I probably want to go with my dad. The only time he'd ever golfed with me was in Puerto Rico, and I feel like he had a good time. And I feel like I could probably get him to start swinging. Maybe he'd start going with me more.
That's cool.
Probably. I feel like Donald Trump would have some good stories to tell. We were golfing with him. I feel like that'd be an entertaining golfer. And then probably my Uncle Jack.
All right, what about you, Owen?
I'd probably say, probably either. It would depend. I can't really pick between Connor and my dad because they're evenly, not in skill, but entertaining to play with. But in the other 2 positions, I'd probably have Jack Nicklaus and then Michael Jordan or Steph Curry.
Ooh,
Maybe Steph Curry.
Steph can play too,
I
right?
feel like Steph would have more fun because Michael's serious.
Didn't you just whip up on your dad and brother during spring break?
I wouldn't call it whooping. It was a terrible round of golf.
Technically it was his mom who put the whooping.
Oh, no, well,
Whatever.
literally she did because you hit him in the leg.
That's what I'm literally talking about. Yes.
She did. I blame Connor for that. She hit a tee shot.
Have you seen the movie I Love You, Man?
Yeah.
Where he gets hit in the leg? This is my nightmare.
So my mom hit a tee shot off the tee box. It was I wasn't watching, but I'm pretty sure it was a worm burner, just right across the ground, right into the back of my calf. And I didn't hear her yell, "Owen, heads up," but she said it. I know she said it, but she didn't yell. So I really blame Connor for that one. 'Cause he knows what to say, and that he is on his freaking flip phone. And it just made me so mad. But we didn't play good golf there.
Hey, it's about the memories. Look at the memory you have now.
I did see an alligator on the second course we played.
Yeah.
I did, but it was like a little guy.
Was it missing an eye, kind of like on Happy Gilmore?
My head cover. Eli Bunton said, wait, was it Eli? No, it was Brady. Brady said like 5 times he had mentioned my head cover, which has his hand and the
Chubbs?
alligator on it. Yeah.
Yep, Chubbs. That's right.
He mentioned it like 5 times.
That's funny. So any closing thoughts or thoughts on the season before we sign off on this podcast? Goals, anything else about the season?
I just think I think we didn't show it yesterday, and we might have been trying too hard, a little bit of nerves, but I know this team is going to get better with every match we play. I know this team is got everything that you could want to have success. They're workers and they listen, and I know they want it. And but you know, golf's not one of those sports where it's always forgiving and it's always going to be kind. And we're just going to get better. I just know that, and I look forward to seeing how far this team progresses this season.
What about you guys? What do you think?
You know, just kind of focusing on my only goal for the entire year was just every time I was done with a round, just to be proud of the effort I gave, and that you know, be proud of what I accomplished. Like, even if it's not a great score, you know, not be, you know, beating myself up about it. And it's just like knowing that I did my best to score as well as I could.
Mine would probably be the same. I want my
You don't get to steal mine.
my goal was to
Not get hit in the leg again?
yes, please. Since it's my senior year, I want to go out with a bang. I want to play good. So my goal has been to play to my actual skill, because I tend to play my skill down. So I should have played better in basketball. I'm a better basketball player than I played. I should have probably ran better at cross, so my goal has been to play to my full potential, my best skill I can play to.
No, it sounds great. It's tough. Sports are tough, and there's such a mental piece to it that, you know, makes it really challenging. So, but thanks a lot, guys, for being on, and look forward to seeing you guys out there again. Thanks for being on the podcast. Hope you had fun at Media Day today. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Chug those waters, dude.
You did pound.